All right, aloha, friends, and welcome to another episode of Game Time with the Goss, brought to you by GM Sports Media and Get Recruited websites. I'm joined today with Bell head track coach Jason Dibble and senior Trey Wilson, who's going to the state tournament in Austin in the shot put. Hey, guys, thanks for joining me.
No problem.
No problem.
Awesome. Well, I got to start with some more exciting news for you, Trey, but you've decided to continue your career at Texas Tech. Saw that tweet the other day. Just can you give us an idea of why Texas Tech was such a good fit for you?
Coach Kitley, he's a real good guy. He wanted to bring me in, and he's cool with me doing track for 2 years, just so I can get used to the new implement. It's 4 pounds heavier, and then after those 2 years, he's gonna let me walk on to the football team, so I can live up that dream as well. And overall, the atmosphere was just really great. I loved it there. Lots of stuff to do. Great food. Cafeteria was amazing. And the weight room was crazy. And yeah, overall, it was just a great experience, and that's why I decided to go there.
Now, Trey was linebacker for Bell. But yeah, just going into it, did you had dreams of maybe walking on or playing for the football team, but was that part of the deal, or did that come as a surprise to you?
I kind of introduced it to him because he knew I loved football, so I just wanted to make sure that was cool with him. He said, "Yeah, just 2 years, give me 2 years to work with you in shot put and discus, and then let me do my thing in football." So yeah, he was cool with that.
Awesome. For you, coach, just what has this year been like working alongside Trey in both football and track?
He's a good kid. He does everything we ask him to do. He really is work. He really works hard. He likes to lift weights. I don't know if you've seen his Twitter, but he likes to show off what he's done. But he's a good kid, and the record was his goal this year, and he broke it. Early and I guess midway through the season, and then he's just continued to get better. The neat thing about Trey is every time he's in competition, he seems to rise to the occasion. And he really, I'm excited because there's some kids that are real close to him at the state meet. And so it's going to be exciting. It should be really kind of fun to see what happens because there's a bunch of them that are 60, 66 feet in that range. And so it's going to be, pretty good deal out there in Austin.
You mentioned before this call, just he's broken the school record in the shot put 3 different times, and most recently at the regional meet. What's the number? Is it 66 feet?
What was it, 66.2?
Yeah, 6'6" and a quarter.
And a quarter right now.
Uh,
The original school record was 62.6 or 8. Yeah, 62.8. He came close last year, but couldn't quite get the 8 inches. I think was it 62 something.
62.2.
Yeah, he was 6 inches away until the Jesuit meet this year, and then he broke it. He crushed it by a foot, that Jesuit meet, and then since then he's added another foot to it. So,
and can you kind of share that story again? I think you mentioned the
yeah, the
previous
funny
record holder.
story. Yeah, a guy named Ron Farrow. He's a local. He owns a restaurant down here called Broncos. It's over here by the Hirsch Convention Center. He actually, my dad was the throws coach in the 70s and 80s, and so Ron Farrow held that record since 1980 that Trey broke. But I was actually there when I'm pretty sure I was probably like an 8 or 9-year-old kid. But I know I went to Texas Relays, and I know I was with those guys when I was little. So I'm pretty sure I witnessed the first time that the record was set, and then I witnessed Trey breaking it at Jesuit, and then again at regionals. I was down there when I recorded his throw that broke it. It's a pretty monster throw, but it's pretty strange kind of coincidence that I was around for both those. It's not when those records are spaced that far apart. Sometimes there's not people around that were at both records.
Can you give us an idea of each time he broke it? Are we talking, an inch or two, or are you just kind of smashing each time?
So at the Jesuit meet, I threw 64, 11 and 3/4. And so the record before that was 62.8. So I broke it by almost like 2.5 feet. And then district was when I broke it again. That was by like only a couple inches. I think I threw 65 2. So that's only like 2 point.
Yeah.
But then regionals, first throw I go out and I throw 66 2 and 2.25. So that was like, I didn't expect to throw that far that meet, but hey, it worked out. I thought I was gonna like, I didn't even know if I was gonna PR that meet, but hey, first throw and it worked out. So.
That's the regional meet record.
Yeah,
for
that's
that.
the regional record.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. 6A Region 1 meet record.
That's his second. He got that record now too.
Wow. Awesome. So, I mean, the goal was to, coming into the season, the goal was to go back to state, but I guess another goal was to reach that school record.
Yeah, for sure.
Now he's going to break Michael Carter's record.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
I wish.
Has it just been, practicing more and more and lifting weights and getting stronger that's kind of helped you reach that goal?
Well, obviously you got to have the strength, but I say more than anything, it's the footwork and the technique of it. Because like you'll see guys that are stronger than me, bigger than me, that aren't throwing as far as me. It's because all of the years that I've been putting in work and all the technique and just really putting that all together, and you'll get a far throw if you just focus on your technique. And then once you have your technique, if you can put muscle on and get strength, then you'll really see progress because you'll just have everything. That's what has gotten me to where I am.
Coach, I mean, do you guys have other athletes going down, or is Trey the only one?
We this year we have 2 sprinters. We have a tandem champion and Justin Stewart. Tandem's going in the 200 meter. Justin's going in the 100 meter. Justin's just a freshman. So we had our relay team looked really good. We had a little problem. We got DQ'd, but we could have qualified that relay team, the 4x1. But usually Bell has a real good history of track. They've going way back into the 70s and 80s. They've had some pretty good performers. And this year we had a really good year in the boys program. We won the district meet and we won area also. A lot of it helps to have Trey throwing 10 points in there every time. It's big, but we had some other kids that go with him this year, and so he'll have some company this year on the trip down to Austin.
Can you kind of just real quick talk about your 2 sprinters and what they've done this season?
Yeah, Justin was playing basketball, so he came out kind of late, but his dad was a Jamaican sprinter. I think in the 80s, he was on a relay team in Jamaica and was in the Olympics, and he was really good last year in 8th grade in our district meets and the little tiny meets they have in the HEB, and we go in with Birdville and with Colleyville. He was a standout there, and he's just a freshman, so he's got a lot of time in the future to just to get better. So we're excited about him. And then Tannen is a kid that's been here at Bell. He's kind of always been around, and he just had a real breakout season. He had a really good summer this summer. He runs with a track club, and then he's worked really hard. And early in the season, we had him running the quarter. We had him running the 4x4 a little bit. So he's a real strong kid, and he's got a real good base, and he's ready to go. He had a really nice race. He actually was in the first heat. I don't know if you were at the regional meet, and the weather created an issue where they reseeded everybody, and they had the first heat was a slower heat, and the second heat was the faster heat. And he actually won that first heat, and his time was good enough to qualify, which was pretty awesome. Up in the meet until that point, nobody really had come out of that first heat and qualified. So he came really out of nowhere almost, but he really had run good all season. He's a really super nice kid. He's always smiling and he's always happy, and he really loves track. Both those boys are track only. So I'm sorry, Justin does play basketball, but Tannen's track only. And he's really he really wants to go somewhere and be like Trey and go to college for track. So he's excited. He's only a junior.
Awesome. Again, with Bell track coach Jason Dibble and senior Trey Wilson. Trey, I've seen what the footwork's like for shot put. I mean, does it help with football? I know as a defensive guy, there's a lot. Footwork's a big part of your game. Does it go hand in hand, or is it just completely different?
In some cases, it does. As far as like exploding off your right foot through the glide, because obviously you have to be explosive whenever you're playing football. But I'd say the lateral movement in football is completely different. Like doing footwork drills.
All right.
I'd say that's way different than exploding off your right and pressing.
And just give us your thoughts going into state. Obviously, you want to be on top of that podium. Yeah, just talk about getting ready for that meet.
Yeah, I'm just staying relaxed. Whenever I was a sophomore, I went to state as well, and I was real antsy, and I did not perform good at all. But last year, I went and I was comfortable. I got third. I PR'd at state. So right now, I'm just looking to stay calm, focus on my form, listen to my coach, and PR again at state, and hopefully be on the top of that podium.
I just want to go back to football real quick. You guys, Bell made significant waves in the fall. One of the better seasons in the last decade. Coach Dibble was coaching the corners, and Trey was an edge rusher or linebacker. I know you guys came up just short of the playoffs, but how fun was this season? Just kind of getting Bell football back on the map.
Man,
yeah. Trey's been here. This is my first year back. I tell you that back. I was actually at Bell in like 1997, and then I went on a long journey to a bunch of other schools. But this is my first year back at Bell. But our dad was a coach here. TJ and my dad was a coach here, so always kind of knew about and know what was going on at Bell. But Trey's been a part of it from the the whole process. He was here through the year before, and he's been here this year when we kind of had a turnaround, or a breakthrough season, but he can tell you about that.
Man, I loved every moment of it. I'm glad I stayed at Bell. Really got to change the culture, and Coach Dibble, he did a great job really putting it in our minds and convincing us that we could be something. We just put in the work over the summer and listened to our coaches, and it was glad to see, the community behind us too.